my friends, and welcome back. Did you know that there are certain dairy products that are safe for diabetics to eat? They have a low GI score rating on the glycemic index system. Did you know that there are also some dairy products that have a zero score rating on the glycemic index? Do you know which ones they are? Do you want to know which ones they are? Do you know what the glycemic index system is? Well, if you answered no to these questions, well, don't worry, because by watching this video right till the end, you'll learn a lot about these two topics. Plus, you will learn about some dairy products that have a zero score rating on the glycemic index system. But first, I'll go over what the glycemic index system is. It is basically a food rating system that rates foods according to how quickly they turn to sugar and will have an effect on your blood sugar numbers after you eat the food. It does this by providing all foods with a number from 0 to 50, meaning it will slowly turn to sugar and have an effect on your blood sugar number after you eat the food, and 55 to 100, it'll quickly turn to sugar and have an effect on your blood sugar number after you eat the food. Now, this is very important. This system will not tell you how it affected your blood sugar numbers after you eat the food. You need to do a blood sugar test to find this out. 1 hour later. Well, you're probably asking me why an hour later? Well, because this is when, number one, everybody's sugar will peak. Because after you eat the food, it'll turn to sugar and it will spike your blood sugar. And during this time, this is when certain health issues start to happen throughout your whole body. Even if you're either diabetic or not, these issues will start to happen. Then, when you know how that food affected your blood sugar number, you can incorporate it into your diet in a way where it will not quite affect your blood sugar number, or you might have to remove it completely. Now, if you look on your screen, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what a glycemic index system chart looks like. So the first one that you see is a column one, which has rows and columns across, up and down, and it's got numbers on the top. These numbers will have food items in the bottom, usually by pictures or in text, and it will tell you the number of how quickly the food will turn to sugar and spike your blood sugar number. Sometimes, like I said, there'll be pictures. Other times there'll be texts, writing. So this is how one example would look like. Now, example number two, this one is a circle glycemic index chart. Basically, it's going to have it's color coded, meaning it's got red, yellow, and green. Red meaning it'll quickly turn to sugar and affect your blood sugar number after you eat the food. Yellow will mean that it is somewhat that it'll quickly turn to sugar, meaning that it's okay to eat, but beware. And then green means that it's totally safe to eat, which would be about 0 to 50. So I'll go over this again. So red would be about 55 to 100. Yellow would be 0 to 55. And then the other color would be about 0 to 50. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. Now, I'm going to be going over the top 5 foods that are safe for diabetics to eat. Top 5 dairy foods. And number 1 will be the GI rating of 0. So this will be very interesting because I hope you'll enjoy this food, dairy product. So we're going to start off with let's look at my script here as always. Number 5, which is soya milk. Soya milk has a GI of 1 cup is 35. The nutritional ingredients would be protein, calcium, and iron. But don't forget, it's only 1 cup with the glycemic index being 35. Then we'll go over to number 4, which is ricotta cheese. Half a cup, the GI reading is 37. That's just half a cup, my friends. 37. The nutritional values would be calcium, protein, and iron. Then we go over to number 3, which would be plain yogurt. Now we're talking about real plain yogurt, my friends. You're looking at the GI of 1 cup, which is at about 15. So 1 cup of plain yogurt GI reading is 15. It contains calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron. Then we will go over to number 2, which is skim milk. 1 cup of skim milk, the GI reading is approximately 15. So 1 cup is 15. The nutritional values are calcium, magnesium, and protein. All right, my friends, now we're going to go over to number 1, the one that we've been waiting for. And if I had a drum, I would do a drum roll for you, but I don't. So here goes. The number 1 is cheese with a GI of 0. That's right, 0, which means you could enjoy having cheese. Now, this means all the types of cheese, such as mozzarella, feta, brie, and Swiss. So if you want to snack on the bits of cheeses throughout the day and just don't add the crackers and you will be fine. So now, my friends, the glycemic index is just a part way that'll help you with your diabetes. Now, the glycemic index has been around for a long, long time before the monitors started. People were using the glycemic index to help them figure out which foods will slowly turn to sugar and help with their blood sugar numbers. Now, they did this for a very, 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 very long time until blood sugar monitors came out. Now, when they did come out, only doctors' offices had them. So they were only able to check at the doctor's office. As time progressed, well, then monitors became available in the market. But at that time, when they did come out, they were about $3,000 each. So still out of reach for most of the people. They continued to use the glycemic index chart. Then, as many decades went by, they became more available to the regular public like you and me with on a reasonable price. Now, here's the trick. When you do decide to buy a monitor, don't go by how cheap the monitor is or how much the monitor costs. The trick is, my friends, I learned this as being a diabetic for over 20 years. They don't tell you this at diabetic school. Of course they won't. You have to choose your monitor according to how cheap the test strips are. That's right. The cheaper the test strips, the cheaper the monitor will be, and it'll do the same thing that you want it to. So if you see a monitor 54 bucks and the test strip is going to be a little bit higher than that, well, don't buy that monitor. Get the one where the test strips are cheap. Now there is one out there that it has the cheapest test strips. Now, because this channel is not sponsored by any company and I do not name products, I'm going to give you a hint of which one it is. So it's going to be in a yellow box with a butterfly on it. So most of you that are diabetic will already start to get an idea of which one it is because obviously you've been diabetic for a long time. Or if you're not sure, just ask the pharmacist for the cheapest test strips that they have available to match that monitor. And they will know exactly which one it is. Now, the next part that's very important to helping diabetics is, of course, lifestyle, diet, right? In order to, become a better person or make great health changes to your life, You have to start by making a change. Seriously, start making a change. If you're not ready to do this change, my friends, it's not going to work. Now, one other thing that will happen is you should be testing, because when you start to realize after you eat each food how that food affected your numbers, you'll start to realize how much that food you should eliminate it or incorporate it into your diet. Now, I understand that sometimes, even with the cheapest test strips out there, a lot of people can't afford to be doing this testing. So I would suggest you continue to use the glycemic index chart, because you know what? Just by looking at the picture or reading the food that's on that chart, you'll start to figure out which foods affect your blood sugar, because they'll tell you by the numbers at the top. So this is a nice little hint for you. Again, cost saving measure. So this is a interesting point, right? We all want to save money. And there's a couple other tools to add in your toolbox to help you with your diabetes control, which is, of course, we all know this one, right? Diet. Sorry, I just said diet. Exercise. Very important, because when you're exercising, you're burning off all that stored sugar that's stored into your livers as fat, and your blood sugar numbers will go down. Now, most people will tell you, oh, try to do this exercise, try to do that exercise. Well, my friends, do whatever you're able to do, because doing any type of exercise is better than not doing it at all. But you should always check with your doctor to find out your level of what you should do, especially if you do have heart problems. All right, my friends, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Keep sending me your comments, keep hitting the like button, and keep sharing. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, so YouTube will let you know every time I post a video on YouTube. I try to post weekly videos as time and scheduling permits. All right, that's it for now. And don't forget, all carbs turn to sugar, and knowledge is power. Bye for now, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.